A new report may shock you, or it may not shock you, depending on your relationship, maybe, and your own perspective. It shows more women are earning as much or more as their male partners, but still doing most of the work at home. This new study looks at the past 5 decades, showing in opposite-sex marriages, more women are the breadwinners, and more women are earning about the same amount of money in so-called egalitarian marriages. Egalitarian is an interesting word when you look at this next stat. In those marriages, women are spending more than twice as much time than their husbands on housework and way less time on their paid work. Kristen Dahlgren is joining us now, and it is such an interesting report, interesting findings, Kristen, because I think there is so much discussion right now around, and there has been for like the last few years since the pandemic, the mental and emotional labor that specifically women in heterosexual opposite-sex relationships take on inside the home, right? And the disparities there. That is the sort of context to this other study that shows that only 7% of Americans value a man's work at home more than what he does at the office. It is embedded, it seems, societally and culturally.
Right. And I don't think anyone's really surprised that things haven't changed with perceptions as quickly as they have in reality. The reality is that in the majority of marriages, they still adhere to these sort of traditional gender roles. You talked a little bit about this statistic, but I want to drill down a little bit more on it. In those equal marriages where women and men make the same, women spend 2 more hours than the man caregiving and 2.5 more hours on housework and things around the home every week. So even when the woman is the sole breadwinner, men do spend more time with caregiving, but it's still equal when it comes to work around the house. So, it is just eye-opening, those statistics about where things actually stand as women make more and more.
Can we be real? Oh,
go ahead,
Kristen. I'm sorry. No, you go.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, so I think we're asking, like, what is the solution? And experts say it's going to take a while. It's going to be very difficult. There has to be a change in how society looks at things. But the one thing that I thought was interesting, the advice they gave seemed quite simple, and that is communication within a relationship and talking to your partner about who is going to do what, how that breakdown is made, and that is how you change things.
I love that you talk about that from a solution-oriented perspective, because in some ways it feels kind of like a bummer to see these numbers. I'm just going to lay it out there, right? Because, and again, obviously understanding my own perspective coming as obviously a woman in the society, but you see more and more women as CEOs, more and more women getting into there are plenty of women doing plenty of amazing things, and yet there is still this kind of outlook or perception, not even in public attitudes, but in what happens behind closed doors inside the home. That's something that we don't really know until surveys like this come out. And you have to wonder what the trend lines are, if there is going to be a solve on this, if it is going to be communication, a change in societal attitudes, a rethinking of some of the traditional gender normative roles that people have right now. That's going to take a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, even if you take the work piece out of it, I've been thinking about this, as I was preparing for this segment, take the work piece out. There's a lot to do when you're raising a family and around the house. So that communication part, has to be a part of any of it, or you have one person doing a lot more than the other. So then you add in work, and, you mentioned sort of women doing more. 26% of seats in Congress now with women, 10% of Fortune 500 CEOs are women. So we're starting to see more of that. And I do think that the rest of it will follow, but, it is going to take a long, long time, Hallie.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.